Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we got a couple of things on the agenda, but first we need to have a, my brain is, a motion to have Dave Whitlock as our alternate to be on the board.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Kathy.
Second.
Who wants to fight for it?
No, go ahead.
Second by Larry, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Thank you, Dave. So now, our first public hearing is Emery Cabral, owner of STM Tuned Inc. at 156 Orchard Street, tax ID 080.05-1-40, seeks preliminary and final site plan approval for a change of use from a storage occupancy classification to a mercantile occupancy classification pursuant to Village Code Section 175-40B, property zone GI for general industrial.
Hi, my name is Sean Conley. Excuse me. I'm a professional engineer with DDS Companies in Henrietta. I'm here on behalf of the applicant and owner, Emery Cabral, who owns the neighboring business. Lot currently contains a 13,600 square foot abandoned warehouse, which has stood vacant on the property for a number of years. The applicant intends to use this space for his new marine retail boat shop.
So what was that?
Marine boat shop retail. The existing building will remain with the existing services that currently service it. The floor plans that we provided illustrate how the existing space is going to be used. The front's going to be retail space and the rear is going to be boat showroom. In addition, we're showing striping for 9 spaces, which will be making it code compliant for a retail space. No other site improvements are proposed at this time. Open it up to any questions.
All right, thank you. I'll open it up to any board members that want to ask any questions.
So it'll be a showroom for boats.
There's showroom and retail space.
Right. Retail. And making any improvements on the outside for people to come in and out?
No, not at this time.
Just
Just using.
whatever is there?
Yeah,
Okay. And will you be maintaining any boats, doing any maintenance on them?
no, I think it's just for sales.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering about fire code, if he has any flammable material in the boats, gas or oil or anything like that, where you need fire suppression.
Right. As far as I know, they're just gonna be boats, you know. Come in, take a look around, just the one
Buy a
and they
boat.
coordinate.
Anybody else from the board?
My question, Jim?
I guess, what are gonna be the hours of operation?
Hours of operation would be 9 to 6. So,
Is-
pretty standard business hours.
Is that 7 days a week, or is that,
Except for Sundays.
okay.
So there's no striking for spots in the front, they're the only ones that are on the western side of it.
Yeah, right now the front, I'm not sure what happened in the past, but used to be like a loop through.
Yeah,
That one side's been blocked off now, so there's
Yeah.
not enough room to get in, park, and turn around.
About handicap spots.
Yeah, we're
They
showing,
show on them?
yeah, we're showing one handicap spot.
Oh, you need one.
Right. It's like 1 per 50.
Yeah.
so I see that there's some merchandise in there already, when are they gonna open that?
I couldn't speak to that personally, I'd have to look at it on there.
So you're doing business out of there right now?
I don't think so, but I'd have to, if someone has been, it has been my knowledge.
Now, did he put the facade on that building, or did
Is that original?
It was, because it looks fairly new. to me.
He redid that.
Did he
Did
redo
we
it?
do that? Yeah, because it looks brand new to me.
Will you be doing, now you own both, or your, Mr. Caprell owns both buildings. Will
Yep.
he be doing any business out of this other 160? Or
Makes
it has
sense.
to do with the marina or?
No, the boat stop will just be for boats.
That's strictly
Their car
standalone.
will be standalone.
So he doesn't have an existing marine shop anyplace else that he's moving. This is all new
It's
venture
new.
for him.
Any more questions from the board?
Not right now.
All right, I will take this time to open it up to the public. If anybody wants to.
Got one public here.
Yeah, if you want to speak to the application, if you can just.
Well, I've been in this room before,
Okay, if you
okay?
can give
You
me
know,
your name.
for stuff for my property. I live at 145 Orchard,
Okay,
yeah.
Across the street.
Don't go by it now because it needs a paint job, okay? But, I'm not trying to throw cold water on this. Because I know everyone has that right to establish a business, okay? But what's been taking place, and if you have a Bible, I'll swear on it, because he is my judge. I've lived there for 23 years. And what I've seen escalate to the point where, okay, fine, the buildings and property right across the street from me, I know everything is general industrial. I know everybody has their own mind and doing whatever they want to do sometimes, which isn't right, because there's a process that everyone has to go through for whatever. But what I've noticed is that Orchard Street, east to west and west to east, the traffic there, okay? Your business, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to throw cold water on you now, but you gotta be prepared for concerns to be brought up, okay? Which is the right of those people. I guess I'm the people. The noise pollution is terrible. Okay, and it goes throughout that whole area there on the southern part of the street. Okay, where all the buildings are back in there. Okay? I've seen it happen now where your car section, where you have the Lambos, you have the Ferraris, you have the, I don't know if I saw a Pantera or not, Corvettes, yes. But it's like when you're heading west on Orchard and you got that curve, okay? You're doing like 70, 80, 90 miles an hour.
Oh, it's
No, I'm not gonna exaggerate here.
Okay.
I'll bet you a dime to donut that I'm right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a speedometer, but I can tell, okay? Same with stuff going on with the places behind over there. Okay, this was supposed to have been taken care of 7, 8, 9 years ago by the village. It was never addressed.
What was
What-
supposed to be?
right, what's supposed to be,
Excuse me,
what's supposed to be addressed?
the speed. I've got letters home, I should have brought them. By the mayor and the administration
Well, right,
of this
but
village.
The police force is the ones that enforce the speed.
I get the verbal this, the shrug of the shoulders and the hands up in the air. Oh, we're undermanned and everything else.
Okay, first of all, what's your name? We need your name.
My name is Stephen Condon,
Just so we can make it
C-O-N-D-O-N.
part of the record.
Sorry?
So we can have it as part of the record.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
you're welcome very
And
much.
as the chairman said, traffic enforcement isn't within the purview of the village. The village doesn't have its own police department.
It should have constables, technically. They should have their own enforcement going on. There's other departments that do have town village, okay?
Okay, well, that's.
But everyone is so undermanned. I understand that. And what's been taking place in recent years up to present day, it's insane. People are above the law.
Yes, I understand.
I've got this going on because I have incompetent people, idiots behind the wheel. And that was 16 months ago. So I'm just saying that I have been standing out doing some work in my front yard. Well, I got these people going by in and out of the driveway of the car section of that business, screeching the tires, doing the, all the way down heading west around the bend. Okay? Now, the village got a $500,000 grant that it snuck up into my ears by somebody who lives here. And I think I know I can speak for several others that are not here, and I'm surprised they're not here because there's been some good, healthy talks about it. It's very apparent that they're putting money before the well-being and safety of the residents of the village of Webster. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the village of Webster, or I wouldn't have moved out here from Irondequoit. Okay, I'm an Irondequoit boy, transplant. Okay, oh well, you got to consider the facts there. Okay, but what I'm saying is that there's been communications, letters, verbal talks in person, and so forth and so on. When Joe Rieger was in office, or in the position that he had for the Webster PD, he used to come over to the house, to my house. We'd sit in my breezeway and shoot the breeze. He understood. With the amount of money that the village had received, I mean, it's a no-brainer. If it's been brought up and the seed was planted and it didn't take root because of whatever reasons, and the reasons are what I just said a second ago, is that there's money put in front of people's well-being and safety here. No new signs put up. You got children driving their bicycles. Mr. O'Connor, you and I are Irish, okay? I understand you're doing the hemming and hawing and
Well,
stuff.
I gotta pause you there, and I.
Well,
hate to
pause
do
me,
that
okay? But I'll
because
continue.
We have a board, and we have to do certain things, and to me, this sounds like it's a village board situation. This board is not in charge of any of the grant money that the village may have gotten. We are strictly here to listen to this applicant and his request for a change of use from a mercantile.
All this is in time with this.
Well, I understand
Okay.
that, but we have no control over what you're asking right now. So
Oh, really?
I'm asking you to, if it pertains to this application, this is what we need to talk about. What you sound like you want to talk about, you need to talk to the village board about.
Well, with anyone that has something of a concern that's on their mind, they want to bring about.
And
There's
wanna
a
listen
starting
to you.
point and then there is an end result,
Right.
okay?
This
Or I should,
board,
an ending point.
this board is only responsible for this application. It
Right.
has nothing to do
Right.
with any grant funding.
But what I'm bringing about is that not knocking down the business, but if it's the start of what's already been noticed, okay? That's a head shaker.
I beg you to call the 911 and, file complaints.
Okay, well, that can be, over and done with, okay? I've already experienced that. I've made my calls to 911, okay? And I've gotten the police over to the house and I've spoken to them and stuff like that. And it's like I'm speaking to an empty space with the badges. And that's not a good feeling to walk away from, because
Understand.
nothing was done, especially when you got a cop smiling and making a joke out of it.
I understand.
That, I set my jaw.
I understand. I think we've all experienced the same scenarios that you have with the average driver nowadays. I think we all, have your concerns in hand, but this, again, this board is meant for this site. plan.
All right, I understand that. Listen, don't sell me short, Mr. O'Connor, please.
I'm just,
Okay, I understand. I hear you loud and clear. But please listen to what I have to say, members. Okay?
Listening to you, and I understand your concerns. I have grandchildren who live in the village. They go, I go down Orchard Street a lot, and they do speed down Orchard Street.
Oh, it's terrible.
We can't do anything about it. That's an enforcement issue.
But there
what
should
we
be a
can do-
level of
what we can do
communication,
something
Mr.
about
Adams.
is your concern about, maybe the traffic here or the lighting on this project. There's no need for a traffic study with this type of, but the lighting, what do you have planned for lighting?
I talked to the owner this morning, and he said right now he doesn't have a plan for lighting.
Okay.
He's using just because they're gonna be open during the daytime, that's all they're operating.
Okay,
So
so
he
there's
doesn't have a
no
plan
night,
for new lights, floodlights, anything. I told him that if he does, then he's gotta have to come back.
after hours
Yep.
is what I'm concerned about, yeah, you're not gonna go buy a boat at 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
But after hours, it's gonna be lit up.
And I presume-
Just for safety.
Right, and I presume that there's that he
Okay,
would need
good.
to come in for either some sort of approval for either signage or lighting, should that.
Right,
happen.
yeah, I would like to
As of right
see,
now, he's indicated to me earlier today that.
I would like to see lighting, and that would help with, the neighborhood, that would help keep the
Well-
lights down, keep the
Right,
light pollution
Right.
down. As for the speed, the cars you were talking about, the storage, he stores, cars also?
Not in this.
Not in this, not in this,
Building next
the
door.
one next
That's a
door.
different property, yeah.
Is it the same owner?
It's the same owner.
Well, I mean, it would probably behoove the owner to maybe put a lid on people in and out, going in and out of the driveway fast, if they
I
are.
don't know any of the details of that,
Yeah, well,
some of that.
it might be something to bring up to
People coming in or
Okay.
going out, you only have so much control over your.
Understood, but if he's storing somebody's car,
Yeah, I'll make a note of it.
yes.
Mr. Adams, may I add this also? Not taking away from the initial reason for being here, okay? For this business, or both businesses here. There's a lady that I've gotten to know who's technically a neighbor on the corner of Orchard and, what's the name of the street next to me? I don't remember now. I'm having a senior moment.
Commercial?
Huh?
Commercial Street?
No, that's down around,
It's
the corner
a
off
small
of Martin.
residential street.
Pardon me?
Stone Circle.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot my Prevagen, excuse me. But anyway, it doesn't work. But anyway, she watches children 5 days out of 7 there. She's got a daycare, and I'm talking about the little ones. Yes, she's very responsible lady for watching these kids. And these cars, like I'm telling you, they're coming out of this business. They're fishtailing out of the driveway, heading west on Orchard. Okay? If she was here, she'd be sitting right next to me saying the same thing. Now, I know you guys are here just for this, okaying this, but you gotta consider the fact that the people that have these businesses on the south side of the street, they don't live on Orchard. They don't live in the village, okay? It's like in one ear and out the other. A lot of them have done whatever they felt like doing anyway. with the string of that business going on. There were 2 cars, I'll give you another example. There were 2 cars from this business behind 150 that this Kim took ownership recently. That owns the business and building at 150 Orchard Street. Okay? In fact, the owners of that spa and the owners of that property, this Kim in her little white Mercedes, she's doing 60, 70 miles an hour down Orchard anyway. Same with the owners of that spa. Now there's a car dealership behind, used car, high-end cars, Mercedes, Audis, so forth and so on. I'm coming in from Holt Road, driving onto Orchard. I see these 2 high-end cars doing 60, 70 miles an hour, passing me over the double solid line, pulling into the driveway, going in the back, parking the cars. I followed them. And I'm going to lead into something else too. I followed them into that driveway because they didn't intimidate me or scare me. I had a right to do this and say my piece. I asked them what they were doing. What do they think you're doing? 60, 70 miles. Oh, we just tuned the cars up. And this. I said, this is not a racetrack or a test track. I said, it's a combined street, mostly residential. I said, what are you going to do if you hit something or somebody? Say you were test driving the cars? No. No one's above the law, period. Everyone's got an excuse to go for it. Same with this stuff here, with these businesses, with these cars. And the boats, I've heard the boats not too long ago, where you got these boats coming in, 30-footers, 25, 30-footers, with the 4 outboards, high-performance boat motors coming in the back transom, testing them. And these things are loud. You know, it's like the offshore racing boats.
Will they be testing, will they be,
I'd have to, yes. I'd have
they
to
will be,
assume.
so they'll be gassed up.
Yeah, I would assume that there'd be, things that would need to be done on the interior for noise suppression.
What was that?
And ventilation and fire
Which would
suppression.
all be part of the building permit application.
Right, okay.
You know, but I mean, that's my concern.
Okay.
No,
You know,
I
voicing this and
understand your concern, and I had the same concerns on Orchard Street with the speeding, but it has nothing to do with this application.
No,
But it can enter into,
this is gonna add to the initial problem,
yes, it could, have an effect.
big time. You know, and I'm like I said, I'm not gonna try and stop you in any way, shape, or form at any level about doing business. You can tell the owner this, and I'm surprised he's not here, being the owner. You know, hearing what he should be hearing. You know, I mean, I tried to talk with them not too long ago, knocking on the front door. That's when they used to lock the front door. Not anymore. They leave it unlocked. You can walk in. But, you know, it just goes to show you that if things are not mentioned and go into the proper ear to be remedied, okay? And I know you can't please everybody in anything, you know? And that's what's the problem with this darn world, you know? But
So
it's
hopefully
just,
Sean will pass that on to Emery,
And
that
at least it's also on the record.
maybe
Well, I
be
hope
a
so.
little, maybe be a little more neighborly to the neighbors, because we all gotta live in the same neighborhood, so
you know, I keep thinking about what if happens.
I understand.
What if happens? And that's always a possibility. Always.
All
You know,
right.
what if these little ones run, and one of them run out into the street? You know, I mean, she's got help there, but I mean,
Right.
I had someone roar past me when I was on that stretch of my property between the sidewalk and the street. And they came a good couple feet from me, because I caught them out of the corner of my eye, and they swerved towards me. And it was someone that lived down the street at 80 Orchard Street. they had this motorcycle, Harley Davidson, that's louder than loud. And I called 911 on him several times, because he's doing like 70, 80 miles an hour up and down the street. Okay? He went towards me, then veered off. So I'm just telling you something here. This is part of the piece of this puzzle,
I understand.
okay? And I hope you folks understand this. I'm not trying to stand in the way of this owner's business. I'm just saying that there is more of a legitimate concern for putting the safety and well-being of the residents of this part of the village. North Avenue is crazy. Holt Road is insane, which is town. But where it separates there, I was heading west on Orchard towards Holt. I drop my speed down every time I go that direction because of the parking lot for North Ponds Park. Okay? I've seen people shoot out of there. I've had to veer off on the side of the road, let these idiots go 40, 50 miles an hour out of the parking lot, throwing stones, everything, you know, and they think it's cute. So I'm just saying,
I'll tell you what, at the next village board meeting, I will raise your concern with the mayor and perhaps encourage the mayor to make a referral to the Webster Police Department. And maybe they can do a special,
you know, I should have brought those letters with me because I've got the letters.
well, forget the letters. It's,
Well, not really, no.
well, because this is not, it's not a village government issue. It's really the town and the town police department.
Well, you know what? It is a government issue because it's a no-brainer. There should have been signs put up. You know,
Signs for what?
caution,
The
curve,
speed limit?
or lower speed, caution, speed limit. You know, nothing's been put up.
Well, there's a
Or
30
it should-
mile an hour
caution
speed limit
children.
that's put up.
Caution children playing. You know, I mean, you got family members riding bikes. You got people jogging. You got kids riding their scooters and,
Well, you can make that argument for every single residential street in the town and the village. And-
not if it's I've gotten the excuse you saying, oh, it's
You've got your own.
it's a
opinions
throughway
on-
street.
You've got your own opinions on things. There are certain standards set by the state of New York as to what traffic signs.
That's true.
Have to go.
There's
where
codes
and
for
when.
that, yes.
Okay, you don't.
Everything comes from Albany.
You don't just put
Right.
up signs, you know,
Right.
here and there.
All right.
But I'm just saying, I've witnessed this. And again, I'm not trying to be the stop plug for your business. But I'm just saying that if an owner has a business and he's got customers, especially employees, hot riding out of the parking lot and even after hours when they leave at the end of the workday, okay? To follow the speed limit, use caution, okay? And I've seen the customers pull out of there. The law doesn't apply to them. So, take it away, board.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
your
your
Thank
time.
you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for your comments. All right, I'll bring it back to the board for any more questions.
No other questions, but we do need, he's asking for final and, he's asking for preliminary and final.
Yeah.
I don't see how we can give him final unless we have a lighting plan and, or maybe we could, but I would like to see a lighting plan. Signage could come in later, but that's my opinion anyway.
Even if there's no lights.
Well, he said he wasn't gonna do any.
He wasn't gonna do anything with the lighting.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Will there be outside storage of these boats, or?
No, they've got a lot of space inside. If there is, it'd be in the rear.
Pardon me?
I was told that they're all gonna be inside, and if there was, it might be in the rear, but that's,
And is he, when he's testing these motors, is that done inside or outside?
I couldn't say.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be outside,
Right.
because you need
So
water,
that-
you need cooling, so it's gonna be outside, and, you know, you've got twin 400s or 2250s on those things, they are noisy.
Yes.
And it will be during the day, but it's still, they'll be noisy. And you're, depending on where you're gonna be testing them, hopefully at the back of the building, it'll suppress some of the noise, but I don't know what we can do about that, except, maybe it could be addressed during the application for, during your application.
Building permit.
Building permit, yeah.
I don't have any scientific basis for this, other
Yeah.
than my experience, but I would imagine any sort of testing on those engines would be over the allowable noise levels.
Yeah, I know what they sound like, so, yeah. Even the newer
So,
four strokes are loud, so. Yeah, so that's gotta be addressed, in
Excuse me one second, may I ask this, has anyone checked on the sewage drainage system into the sewers? Reason why I'm asked, because I noticed there's some spouts coming out to the culvert of the street from the buildings.
The existing downspouts?
Huh?
The existing downspouts?
I don't believe they're downspouts, because I see them curving, but they're from underground out to the street.
Is that what you see?
From the first building that's in the village section, okay? The one that's gonna have the cars, okay? That's got that 4 to 6 inch diameter PVC coming out into the culvert. And the reason why I'm asking that is because I saw another business dumping chemicals down a sewer opening close into the street, where it should have been a DEC matter.
But when you say cars, that's the business next to the one road.
Well, you've got oil,
Yeah, but
I understand, but
you got antifreeze,
we can't look at that application, that's not part of this application.
right?
yeah, that's the
I
other
understand your concern there.
it's a concern for us too.
Right.
Right, John?
Illicit discharge.
Yeah,
I mean, don't forget, folks, you've got a lot of people that wanna take the easy way out,
I understand,
okay?
so, again,
If you see someone dumping what you think is toxic or hazardous substances into a storm drain, a storm sewer,
Right.
call the village, if it's within the village, if it's within the town. you
Well,
call
believe
the
me,
town.
I've spoken to Mr. Swingley already.
okay,
He's come by,
Okay,
he's had to unplug my sewer system in the pipe because of clogging, But now, I don't wanna second guess anybody, okay? But I will speak up in what I see.
well, the village is able to do certain things, and joint task force with
Right.
the New York State DEC and an econ officer.
Well, that's Mr. Talon's job, I know that.
Well, right, so, but it's called an illicit discharge, and it's highly illegal.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
So, I would, if you take a picture of that and then send it to Mr. Talon,
Well, to further my telling you this, is that I know a DEC officer
okay,
personally.
well,
And I had a talk with him about it. He said, you should have called me on my personal phone.
right,
He says, I would have come over in my plain clothes.
okay. So, I would like to get back to this application, please, and then if the board has any more questions, comments,
no, I don't have anything else.
so we don't need to do the 5 things, right? This is for,
that's for a variance, there's no.
Right. Well,
This
change use.
you gotta do seeker, it's
Right,
a type 2 because it's simply replacement, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site.
so, I get a motion for pursuant to seeker?
I'll make a motion that this is a type 2 action pursuant to seeker.
I have a motion by Peter.
I would second.
I have a second by Dave. All in favor? Opposed? None. So now, I need a motion for preliminary / final site plan for a change of use from a storage occupancy to a mercantile occupancy.
I guess my only thing that's kind of stopping my opinion, he's not making any changes, so that, signage or lighting or any of that. Will he have to go to see you to, if he decides to put in lighting and
So, as far as.
signage?
At the very least, he's gonna need lights over any of the exterior doors. But, there's no, building permit application in yet. This has to get approved by the board first, and then they would go through that process. So there will be some lighting
All right,
outside. I don't know if it's been addressed in this application or not.
so do you think we should meet with him at another time? So he can answer those questions, we'll be done with it, or?
Not for me to say.
Right.
Agreed,
Okay,
all
that
the
was my only
improvements would
opinion, it
require
just
a
seems
building
odd that
permit.
he's not.
Is that-
Pardon?
All the improvements needed would require a building permit, and that would be addressed at that time. For now, it's just change of use.
Right.
Right,
Correct.
yes,
But if you've got questions regarding the operation of the building, like you talked all about this testing of marine engines, you don't know for a fact that that's even gonna occur there. You assume it is, but that's just an assumption. You don't know for a fact he's gonna be doing that.
that's why
No.
I think he should be.
But if you have those questions, you can grant preliminary and not final and direct that the owner's gotta show up at the next meeting to answer these questions. Because obviously you don't know enough about
Right.
what's actually gonna happen with this business.
I agree,
I agree with that, yeah.
yes.
Makes sense.
And the issue, or the issues, the answers we need, the questions we have are some of the outside lighting, noise, if there's going to be any, if they're testing, there's gonna be drainage, and there's gonna be, you put water through those motors, you do have some oil. They're four-stroke, all the new ones are four-stroke or regular marine engines, but still, you're going to have, you could have pollutants coming out, antifreeze and whatnot.
When I stopped, the boat that was next to the building had two 400 horsepower outboard engines on it. That is.
Those are loud.
Lot of horsepower,
Mhm.
I'll tell you that.
So, yeah, I would agree with the preliminary.
Yes,
Makes sense.
Larry, got a thought?
So we make a motion to have a preliminary.
If you guys are, I am
approval,
just
if anyone wants to-
directing.
I can make that motion, that we have a motion that we give a preliminary approval for site change, storage occupancy classification to mercantile.
And requesting additional information based on the questions that we just asked.
Correct, for the files.
I'll second it.
no.
I have
no
a
second.
motion and I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None?
And then specifically, the owner needs to appear
Yes,
before final site plan approval is gonna get granted.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last thing on our agenda is our meeting minutes from April 16th, 2026.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Meeting.
I'll give you a minute to read the minutes. Oh, that's fine.
I read it already.
I read it already too, so
I wasn't here, but I read that.
Yep.
I'll take a motion to either approve as written or make any necessary changes.
I move to approve it here.
I have a motion by Dave,
I'll second that.
second by Larry, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No.
Okay.
That's all we have on our agenda.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Peter to adjourn at 7:10.
I'll second.
Let me know when I can leave.
You're welcome to leave anytime you
No,
want.
no, listen, I didn't mean to come across, folks,
No, it's.
as ram.